The Elimination Series began all the way back in March at the Daytona International Speedway, and now we head to the last two races of the season and the last month of the season. We have eliminated 15 drivers from championship competition, and today we will eliminate one more. Who will it be? It's going to be a very interesting race here at Talladega because anything can happen in these 19 laps. Let's go ahead and see how it all shakes up for our finale at Atlanta. It's the Alabama 80K here from the Talladega Super Speedway in the 2024 Herr's Elimination Series. Hello everybody, this is AG here and welcome to the Talladega Super Speedway. We are here for the penultimate race of the season, the 11th race of this Herr's Elimination Series season. And it's been over a month since these drivers have run, but 2 weeks from now, about 2.5 weeks from now, we will have our finale race from the Atlanta Motor Speedway to crown a champion. And it's Matthew Hubert, Eric Monaco, Lauren Martinez, James Richardson, and Amber Palmer fighting for 4 spots here today. Only one of them will be eliminated here from Talladega. And the thing is, nobody is safe in this race here today. And of course, this being the Talladega Super Speedway, anything can happen in these 19 laps. Of course, no pit stops. And it's going to be very interesting to see who ends up making it on to the finale race in championship contention. There is no safety from elimination because if you make it into that finale race, that is it. It's the highest finisher next time out at Atlanta. But Eddie, today is the last day to avoid elimination. And the good thing for these drivers, they have an 80% chance of making it in. But one driver will be the one who does not make it in. What do these drivers need to do to avoid getting caught up in a big wreck or just slipping back to the end of the field if this race ends up being caution-free?
Well, I think it does matter around what might be, it's Talladega. There's always a chance of a caution at any particular lap off any particular corner. I think that's why we're going to see probably a clash of strategies here from the two cars in the front, Hubert and Palmer, who are going to, I guess, attempt to play more conservatively, and the rest who are going to try and just get to the bottom lane and, again, no wrecks. I think that should be the main strategy thoughts going forward is just the less chance you allow for yourself to be caught up in a wreck, the less chance you make a move that could cause a wreck, the more of a chance you make at the end because, especially for some of these drivers, they are far ways away from getting into that elimination position. So, yeah, Alabama's about to see what will be a very, very interesting race here tonight.
And of course, leading up to Talladega in the Body Armor Pro Series, which we're very excited for. And you're going to be in the booth for the first of those coming up on Thursday. But here on Tuesday, we've got a great week of racing here. Tomorrow night, we got Toledo in the Lenovo Pro Series. You guys have absolutely loved that, and I'm glad you folks have. Caleb's been doing an excellent job with that series. And we're excited to see how that ends up shaking out over there. But only 2 more races left for the Elimination Series. We're not going to be bringing back the Elimination Series next year. So we're excited to see who gets this championship because it may be the last time we ever run this series on the channel. Very interesting format, but, just got to move on to other things. And we'll see what we do next year with some other things. I have some things planned that maybe might take a replacement of this series, but we're going to enjoy these last 2 races here in the Elimination Series, and so will these 20 drivers. Of course, a race victory is in play here today, and we'll have to see who gets that race victory here in this Alabama 80K. Tyree Cartman and Matthew Hubert on the front row. Of course, Matthew Hubert is still in championship contention. So is Amber Palmer, starting alongside Roberto Crown Jr. You got the 53 of Matt Hunter to the inside of the 90 machine there of Bradley Reen. 28 machine of Brian Webb to the inside of the 17, driven by... Oh boy, my list is somewhere. I'm 11 races in, and I completely forgot who's driven. Aaron Abel's on the 17. Aaron Abel's in the 17. 79, that's Alexander Rowe. 89 machine is Bryce Egan. We got the 57 machine of Owen Miles to the inside of Brady Mardi Gras in the 69. The 33 machine, that is Max Davis to the inside of the 22. That is Eric Monaco, who is still in championship contention. We got the 8 of Michael Lewis and James Richardson in the 80 97, I should say. The 82 machine, the 82 machine's Max Davis, I should say. Matthew Burnett is in the 33. I got those two confused, but they switched earlier on in the season. And then we got the 86 there of Skylar Taylor with Lauren Martinez, who is starting 19th, still in championship contention alongside Andrew Williams, who was eliminated in our last race at Darling. That's not too bad. I mean, considering it's been a month since I recorded a race in this series, not too bad. You know, we're doing all right. Let's go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here for this penultimate race in the Herr's Elimination Series. And Eddie, I dare ask you who is going to win this race, because it has not been a good streak for you lately, or for anyone in the Elimination/Pro Series department. But I do have to ask you, it is my contractual obligation to ask you, who do you think's going to go to victory lane here in this Alabama 80K?
Oh, it's Talladega. That obviously means it could realistically be anyone. No pit stops, so just gonna come down to who ends up having the best car. And honestly, I'll go for the long shot. I know this might not work, but why not number 20 going 20-1 today in Andrew Williams? That will probably end up poorly if there even is a wreck, but you know what, it'd be even funnier if nothing happens and he ends up storming his way back up to the front. You know that car's been good at least a couple of these races. It made it all the way to the final 6, so maybe tonight's the night he just manages to get a win. I know Truck Series hasn't been doing well for him either, so maybe today is where everything starts going up, I guess.
We'll have to see how it ends up shaking out for these drivers. Anybody can get the race victory here today, no matter where you start. And also, should note that we have the restrictor plates turned off, and we'll be going 220 miles per hour around this Talladega Super Speedway here tonight. So, excited to see how it all goes down. This is going to be a lot of fun. You got the 75 there at the back of the field of Andrew Williams, who I know is just gutting from getting eliminated. But he could very well move his way through the field and get that race victory here today. But we'll have to see how it goes down. 19 laps of action here at Talladega. Of course, 24 laps for the Pro Series races that we're going to have, and there'll be 2 of them. And those races as well will also be running the Speedway Physics package and not the Super Speedway Physics package. Of course, Wawa Cup Series, Turkey Hill Truck Series still run these restrictor plates, but we turn them off here for these guys, and we let them run loose. Well, here we go. Tyree Carmen got the last win at Darlington, looking to go 2 in a row. It's hard to get a win from Talladega from the pole, but will he be able to do it in this 20-car field for 19 laps? It's Tyree Cartman, Matthew Hubert, and 1 driver will be eliminated here today for championship contention. Who will it be, and who will have a shot at it 2 weeks from now at Atlanta? We're Green Flag Racing here at Talladega in the Alabama 80K. And Matt Hunter is going to be the driver who leads lap number 1 here at Talladega. Alexander Rowe in this inside lane. We're going to see these guys cycle through a ton in this race, and it's something that we saw a lot of back in the day with these Super Speedway or Speedway Physics races here at Talladega. This is the ultimate cycle track for these guys, but it always is a lot of fun seeing how it all goes down. And they also got to be careful not to go 4 wide. However, these cars are a bit more narrow than the Gen 6 or Next Gen cars, so they can actually get away with 4 wide a little bit better than they can at most places. And they're going to get away with it right there as Owen Miles has taken the race lead away. And Owen Miles, who was eliminated in the first race at Daytona, leads lap 2 here at Talladega.
You all know the perfect microcosm of Talladega is that Lauren Martinez has already made it past Matthew Hubert and Amber Palmer, who got pushed to the 3rd lane or are stuck up there. I think Palmer's in elimination position unless, nope, he is. Richardson is just inside. I can't tell where Eric Monaco is, but he's not in the top 10 as of right now.
There.
So, Again, that cycling's going to really come down to who gets... Ooh, boy, except getting put 3 wide's not a good spot for Martinez, but... And immediately now she's come out as the best chance in Talladega because, well, she's the farthest ahead if it finishes right here. It won't, so she can hold it. Owen Miles to the lead now. She gets put out wide, so... Man, this cycling... I mean, I know why Talladega was the penultimate race here for this, because, again, with anything can happen, the entire field can get shuffled up, and that means our Final Four could be starting from anywhere at Atlanta. I guess that makes sense. Brady Mardi Gras now looking for his first win in the series, and he's going to go low on Miles.
And of course, too, you know, you mentioned the starting lineup for Atlanta. That's also a huge thing because Atlanta, while it does play out a lot like a super speedway, and we're going to use the pre-22 version of Atlanta in a couple of weeks, that racetrack does favor the drivers who start further up in the field in comparison to those who start deeper in the field. However, it's only a 20-car field, so even if you are starting 19th, you can theoretically finish 19th in this race and still be in championship contention. Still going to have a good opportunity at possibly getting that championship. Anything can happen to us. It's going to be a longer race next week as well at 100 kilometers, so about 41 laps there at Atlanta. These guys will have plenty of time to work their way through the field there. And they got plenty of time here, and they may go 4 wide for the lead. Bryce Egan splitting James Richardson and Eric Monaco. And if this race stays green, which is actually very possible it could just because of how few drivers are in this race, these guys are going to cycle through quite a few times, and it truly is just going to come down to being in the right place at the right time. You got Lauren Martinez, who is currently in the elimination position. Of course, she finished 19th at Darlington, just ahead of Andrew Williams. However, she did still have safety from elimination in that race, so she was guaranteed to be still in contention here today. Right now, it is not looking too good for her. She is struggling at the back of this pack right now here on lap 6.
It looks like we have a tiny little package coming up the front 4. That's Egan, Webb, Williams, and Hubert. You talk about a couple of the, I guess, you don't want to say bigger names in the series right now. They're up at the front right now, especially with Brady Mardi Gras now adding it. That's 4 Cup drivers, and if Andrew Williams is an owner, I keep forgetting that, but...
Yeah, Andrew Williams currently drives in the Truck Series, too, so...
Well, fair point, but again, I guess a lot of the experience is starting to get out front, and maybe that might matter. I kept saying it matters sometimes, but maybe it might matter more at this track. People just know the speedway physics better than the super speedway physics sometime, and well, they can get it to work. Matthew Hubert getting left out on a no man's land. He's going to get a little bit of help from Aaron Abel, but I mean, he's still just, you gotta, ooh, except that's not a great place to be put. 3 wide, no help. He's going to fall back. That's going to allow a chance for Martinez and James Richardson to at least catch up to him. Brady Mardi Gras now taking the lead.
And of course, something I have noticed in this race so far is these drivers will actually get out to a significant lead, and then they'll be passed a couple laps later, so we'll have to see how it ends up shaking out at the end if someone will actually have a significant lead near the end of this race. But these guys are racing a lot differently than what they do in the Wawa Cup Series and a lot of the other series that we run here. These guys are really spread out, and it's actually kind of in a single file line through the majority of the field. Still with, though, a ton of passing as these guys get huge runs. There's so much more room for these guys to maneuver going a double wide and what have you. You got Lauren Martinez in the back here and Matthew Hubert just ahead of her. And right now, this is the battle for the elimination position, and we're almost halfway through this race already. Of course, these guys going 225 on average around this place, or close to it, 222 on average. And it's Amber Palmer leading this field, and that would be huge for Amber Palmer, who is going for the pole for Atlanta as a championship-eligible driver. That would be a huge advantage compared to the rest of the field if she can get this win here today. But still, not even halfway through this race yet. We'll be halfway next time by, and oh no! We got 4 wide, and that's tight right there, and Richardson really making it tight there on Burnett and Bryce Egan. And you're going to have more 4 wide right behind them. Tyree Cartman, Eric Monaco, and Alexander Rowe with Brady Mardi Gras in the middle there. But these drivers have so much room to maneuver, only being a 20-car field, and they'll get out of it and move down the 3 wide right there. As for the race lead, Brian Webb looking to get his 2nd win of the season. He got the win in the 2nd Indianapolis race. And he's going to take it away from Amber Palmer with a whole line right behind him.
And right there, Andrew Williams is going to go to the bottom. Hey, look, my pick's doing well. But he's got James Richardson behind him. Oh boy, a lot of cycling. People going back and forth down the straightaway back there. The rest of it, keep it clean. There you see It was interesting. Eric Monaco moved all the way up to the second lane, and Matthew Hubert joined him. So I'm starting to think, I don't want to say they're working together, but I'm starting to think at least Hubert's keeping tail on at least one driver. He is kind of letting Lauren Martinez get around him. And right now, yeah, James Richardson's in the elimination spot out of nowhere after going. Well, he was in the lead just a lap ago.
That's Amber Palmer in the 98.
Here.
Amber Palmer went from being the race leader to now being in the elimination position right there. And I was just saying a moment ago, these guys are single file and all that. Well, now they're 3 wide through the majority of the field. They have really crunched it up here near the end of this race. Matt Hunter to the inside of James Richardson, who is now leading. Tyree Cartman, Alexander Rowe on the inside lane. We really don't have anybody who's in championship contention on the inside right now. And that makes it interesting because you got Monaco, Hubert, Palmer in the middle lane, and then you got Richardson getting held up high on the outside. And we've got more 4 wide again. They shuffle it out of line right there. That's Skylar Taylor going wide. It's not been a good year for Skylar Taylor on the channel. She has not gotten a win yet this year after having a strong year last year in the Sprint Series. She's going to fall back there in the 86. And now Aaron Abel getting stuck in that outside lane as they're 2 wide to the majority of the field. Lap 12 of 19 here at Talladega. Now Alexander Rowe pushing to the inside. And here comes Michael Lewis. Michael Lewis in the 8 machine. Another driver who was eliminated in that first race at Daytona. And this is a driver who I know would love to go to victory lane once more before this season closes out. And he's got the race lead. But I tell you what, it's anybody's game still here at Talladega, coming to 7 laps to go in this Alabama 80K. You got now Bryce Egan leading lap number 12, and we had multiple lead changes in that lap alone, and we could very well have multiple lead changes on the final lap of this race if things stay the way they are.
Lauren Martinez in a bad spot right now, but I'll tell you what, people weren't really listening to what I was saying earlier, because the last couple 4 wides have included at least 1 driver still in the championship contention. So, I don't know, maybe people are being more aggressive than I thought they would be. But again, it's Talladega, so you got to be at least aggressive enough to get down to the bottom in the hopes of, like Lauren, holy cow. Throwback night, I guess. I didn't know Tuesday. I thought it was Throwback Thursday. I guess it's Throwback Tuesday because we've got tandem drafting suddenly working to 2 cars' benefits. Of course, it's Bryce Egan and Brady Mardi Gras, 2 Cup Series drivers. And
now Amber Palmer back up the 3rd.
Boy.
And how about Matthew Burnett? You know, for Matthew Burnett and Max Davis, they came into the series late, never had a chance at the championship, but an opportunity at a race win for these guys here today, and especially here today, just based on the nature of this racetrack. And now you got Owen Miles on the inside, and oh, I messed up. Or did I mess up? I think Bryce Egan messed up. I don't think we didn't mess up. I have it on 1X. There's a problem on Bryce Egan, and the fuel system went bad. For a second there, I was double taking and thinking, oh no, I set it to 3X fuel, but I don't think that's the case. Because Bryce Egan had a fuel issue himself, and thankfully he is not a championship eligible driver, but that split the pack up right there. And now you got Roberto Crown Jr. all by themselves, and now Bryce, or should I say Brady Mardi Gras, bringing this whole line to the inside, and look at that closing rate for the top position. Wow, that 21, you do not want to get out by yourself because you are just going to fall back. There might be an issue on the 21 now, because that 21 is just way off the pace.
Oh, and Hubert's going to be angry about
this. Oh, somebody just blew up.
Oh, no.
Who was it? It was Owen Miles in the 57, who just blew up from 3rd. And I don't know if he's going to be able to get back around. Green flag is still out here at Talladega. No caution yet. That is such a shame for Owen Miles, who got eliminated in the first race. It was an opportunity at a race win for him here today. And how about this for Amber Palmer? Look at this gap that she has with Brady Mardi Gras right behind her. And now the battle's on for all these guys. Eric Monaco and James Richardson are going to be the 2 who are going to battle it out. That's barring that, and a caution does not come out for Owen Miles in the 57. Bryce Egan's going to get back out there in the 89, multiple laps down. And it's 3 laps to go here at Talladega for Amber Palmer in the 98 machine.
Across the line, so we're going to get at least 1 lap, I guess, without, getting a chance to... We are at the point of no return, so... 4 wide, what the heck, Hubert? I mean, I know you're outrunning it, but... Jeez, still making crazy moves right now, but yeah, no, 3-second gap, they are practically gone, and Still looking 4 wide. Hubert is trying to muscle Aaron Abel out of a draft, and he's not going to work. It's just going to keep it 3 wide. We're keeping green, so either Hunter got back around, or sorry, not Hunter, Miles got back around, or well, something interesting happened. But yeah, right now it's James Richardson, and he's stuck in that middle lane. Although Hubert's kind of going all over the place. He could really get strung out, and that could cause him bad one. 2 laps to go now. Penultimate lap of the penultimate race, and oh boy, Brady Mardi Gras, where did you come from? Tandem drafting works again. He's going to take the lead. 2 laps. Oh boy.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe Brady Mardi Gras has ever won a race on the channel. Of course, this is development driver to Trey Smith, who has won multiple races on the channel in the past, but Mardi Gras, I do not believe has gone to victory lane. They won't be returning to the Cup Series next season. But now we're going to focus here on this battle for that last spot, and right now, James Richardson is all hung out to dry, and there's no one really around him for him to pass here. So it's looking like that 97 might be the driver who gets cut here today. But it's the white flag here at Talladega for Brady Mardi Gras. These drivers closed in 1.8 seconds. This race is not over yet. Monaco, Michael Lewis, Lauren Martinez, they might get in the line and close right in on our top 2 before this race is over. Amber Palmer wants the race win. She wants the advantage on the inside. She wants the pole position for the finale race. She's got it on Brady Mardi Gras right now. Will Monaco, Lewis, Martinez have an opportunity at getting to him here before this race is over? James Richardson is trying to get around Matthew Hubert for the elimination position. But it's going to be the 98 of Amber Palmer, or is it? Monaco has a huge run. It's not enough. Amber Palmer wins the Alabama 80K here at Talladega. And unfortunately, it'll be James Richardson who fails to move on in the 97, finishing below all the other championship competitors. Monaco will start 2nd at Atlanta. Matthew Hubert will start 9th. Lauren Martinez will start 5th. All of our championship competitors will start in the top 10 for the finale 2 weeks from now. But it's Amber Palmer getting the race win here at Talladega. And she's going to be going for a championship here in the Herr's Elimination Series in that 98 machine. They're getting this one done here at Talladega. A wacky race here on the high banks.
Talk about, someone with a mission at the end. You mean, not just getting pole position, but also Palmer. I don't want to say lacking in wins, but now the only driver left so far with 2 wins. Martinez got a win. So did Hubert, so did Monaco, but at this point, that's practically putting yourself as betting favorite right there to win here at Talladega, especially being able to tandem draft on a speedway and just make the right move at the end. So, combination of good things, but right now, Amber Palmer has put herself on the map as, well, you could say, both having the pole position and having 2 wins compared to the rest of her competitors as the favorite for the championship come Atlanta.
It'll be a very interesting race at the Atlanta Motor Speedway once we get to it a couple weeks from now, because you have all those championship competitors up front or on the inside lane. And, who's to know what we're going to expect there? These guys race a lot differently than they do on the Gen 6 cars, even though they run the same physics. It's very unique what we have here when we run these old Cup bodies. But Amber Palmer gets it done. Able to hold off Brady Mardi Gras, able to hold off Eric Monaco. You wouldn't believe that those guys were 3 seconds off, 2 laps to go, the way they closed in there at the end, but they just had all that speed, and these things cut through the air like a knife through hot butter. It was wicked fast for Eric Monaco coming to the line, and just not quite enough to get to the 98 for the race win. But the good thing for Monaco, he is still in championship contention. He'll be starting outside pole at Atlanta. Lauren Martinez and Matthew Hubert will also be top 10. Such a shame for James Richardson. It just, the unlucky one out of line. He did nothing really wrong in this race. There's just only so much you can do the way it all cycles. And he finishes 11th, but unfortunately that's going to be enough for James Richardson. Kind of a shame. It was great to see James back in a series on the channel after being gone for so long. He got 2 wins this season in the Elimination Series and very well could have had a shot at it going into Atlanta. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the case for the driver of the number 97. But anyways, Eddie, we got 2 more races here at Talladega coming up over the course of the week. Talladega, Grattan Industries Talladega, I should say. We got race 1 coming up on Thursday. You're going to be in the booth with me for that one. What are we expecting over there in the Body Armor Pro Series?
You know, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to expect outright more aggression, especially in a points-paying series. You know, a lot of these drivers are just fighting for the win. A couple of those drivers are simply just going to be fighting for a top 10 spot. Out of 24 drivers, what we're going to see is going to be probably more of a madhouse than we saw today, maybe with less, just wacky antics. Wacky race, you might call that. But, yeah, what do I expect? I expect pure chaos. I just expect, or at least hope that there are less car failures. Hopefully no wrecks. We get some crazy 3-wide action and somebody goes home victory lane. Maybe makes the championship a little more interesting, or maybe Duckman Drew Webb just straight up takes the championship, because he realistically could, with a win or just any top 10, he could start pulling himself away and win with 1 race left.
And he has a very good opportunity of doing that this weekend, especially with 2 races. If he sweeps, he's the champion, no doubt about it. But it's Talladega, and anything can happen at this racetrack, and we'll see that happen here in the next couple of days. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thanks to Eddie Debs for joining me here for this Elimination Series race from Talladega. 1 more to go. It's the Georgia 100K, and we will see who gets it done in the Elimination Series Championship. No more eliminations. It's Amber Palmer, Eric Monaco, Matthew Hubert, and Lauren Martinez going for the title. One of those 4 will be Herr's Elimination Series champion. It'll be interesting to see how it all goes down at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tomorrow night, we've got ourselves the Lenovo Pro Series from Toledo. That's going to be a lot of fun there on that short track. And then we've got ourselves Talladega coming up Thursday and Friday here in the Body Armor Pro Series. We're really excited for those races, the penultimate races of the season here in the Body Armor Pro Series. Thank you so much for watching once again. Congratulations to Amber Palmer, and I will see you guys later.